Sounds good. Are we on Twitch or YouTube? All right. No, it's just not coming up. I gotta reset it. Can you hear me now? Whoever's watching. Jax, this is Sonia. Do you copy? Oh, we're here. Yep, two watching. Yeah, that's little Louie. As well as there's this white screen on mine. All right, cool. To all the viewers, if you could just give us one moment. Please excuse the interruption. We're just having current technical difficulties. If you could just please be patient, that would be great. Welcome to the new age. Well, welcome everybody. You are tuning in to Who Are the Lone Rangers. I am Mitch Vallon along with co host Jeff Cannonball. He's currently going through technical difficulties, so I am the one introducing you guys to the two of us. Can you hear Jeff now? No, they cannot. Well, they're still having technical difficulties from what I've been told. So you're going to hear me ramble on incoherently for the next X amount of minutes. So as of right now, the sun's going down. I don't see the next door neighbor outside smoking a cigarette and cursing off their husband. That's usually a fun sight. Sometimes we see this fat groundhog that lives underneath my house. Don't
Talk.
see him out there
Oh,
right now.
hey, can you hear me now?
Can you hear Jeff now?
Check, check. Can you hear me now? Though I was really enjoying what you were saying. I got this mic.
Little Louie, can you hear?
Yes, he
Yes.
can hear me. All right, Mitch, you did a great job, and I feel unnecessary now. Should I just leave and let you run the show by yourself?
Not really. Don't do the whole Wayne Campbell gimmick, and then just leave me as Garth as you guys go live on Wayne's World when Rob Lowe destroys their show.
Love it. That was Wayne's World 2,
No,
right?
it was actually the very first
No,
one.
yes, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I haven't watched either in so long.
Wayne's World 2 is when Wayne gets a dream where Jim Morrison tells him to put on a concert in Aurora.
Yes, I do remember that. And if they build it, they will come.
If you book
If you
them,
book
they
them,
will
I was
come.
going to that baseball movie.
Unfortunately, you can't rely on wrestlers coming to shows if you book them.
Also very true. So, Mitch, it's a big day. And you know what? I feel good today. I feel like we're gonna have a good episode. People who are watching, go ahead, retweet, tell everybody what we're doing. Mitch, you know why it's a good day?
Is it because you're trying a new soda that I don't know yet?
No, this is some seltzer, cucumber mint. I've been drinking this for the past couple weeks. Actually, big fan, big fan.
Like the mint, hate cucumber.
I think most would agree with that, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. I love it.
Is a cucumber just a pickle, not
Drenched in
shriveled?
vinegar. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. You
So
you know what it is.
pretty much a pickle is a cucumber with shrinkage.
More or less, yeah. You dip in water, you let it sit for a while.
Oh, okay. I like pickles.
I love both. Don't get me wrong, but it's also a big day because Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 came out. Mitch, what are your thoughts on that? Did you ever play it?
Oh yeah, I grew up on Tony Hawk Pro Skater from the first game up until I didn't play any of the undergrounds. I played up to four.
I played the
What?
first Underground for a little bit, but I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I understand they wanted to change it up and make it different,
Of course.
but, but playing Tony Hawk 4, I just didn't really see any interest in playing it anymore.
That's fair. But I today I bought my first video game since NBA 2K10, which I bought with stolen money that I stole from my job at the time. This was
Which I don't understand because you don't like sports.
no, but I played the NBA 2K10 at a buddy of mine's house and I loved it, and so I was all about it at that point.
Oh, all right.
I don't know.
Do you know any of the players when you played?
Steve Nash,
All right,
number
yeah, I
13,
forgot.
Phoenix Suns. Steve Nash.
He was actually announced as the Brooklyn Nets' new head
I
coach
saw
earlier
that.
this
I
week.
think I might tune in. Probably won't, but I might.
You probably will.
Maybe once or twice. Um, but before I go out on my tangent, actually, let me go on a quick tangent, real quick, Mitch, if you don't
Okay.
mind.
I don't give a fuck.
So I pre-ordered Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, thinking like, hey, this is the first game I want to play in years. So it's pre-ordered. I think everything's going great. Today we get a notification on the day it comes out, and I'm sitting here I'm working from home, and I can't wait to get the little notification that I got mail so I could run upstairs in my little footsie pajamas and grab the game and start playing the game and go nuts and just jerk off over myself till I'm dehydrated. And what do I get, Mitch? A notification that says the game will be here on the 8th. Now today is the 4th. The 8th is Tuesday. It's a whole weekend of no Tony Hawk Pro Skater. So what does executive producer Tara Calloway do? Calls up 4 GameStops. They're all sold out of it. Calls up Target, goes to Target, gets the game. Now the game's sitting here, and I'm watching her play it while we're doing this. Mitch, once we're done, I'm going to be all over that fucking skateboard. I'm going to be skating all around the goddamn warehouse in the school. I can't wait!
Is it is it the same soundtrack as the first two games?
So it's the same soundtrack. Like, they have a lot of the original songs. Apparently, a couple of them they couldn't get because of licensing problems.
You'd
So
think the bands would want the song in there again.
I would assume so. I have to assume that's all based off of record label stuff that doesn't care. I don't know. But they added a whole bunch of new songs, and what I was told today was that it's a lot of new songs, so you don't get all the classics right off the bat, which I don't know how I feel about that just yet.
Is she playing the first one or the second one?
Right now, she's rocking the first one, the hangar level, very first level.
Okay. Did they play Suicide Machine's New Girl?
Uh, I can't hear it because I have this on and she has the volume down very low.
Oh, okay.
I will. No, I told her to. She just made sure I knew that. I will double check for you, and I will let you know immediately.
It
Once
needs
we're
to
done.
have Goldfinger's Superman.
I'm. That was actually played during the intro credits, so that is 100% in there.
Well, it has to play during a board though.
Oh yeah, I plan on. I'm probably gonna play this all night. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a video game player. I will be doing this so much, and I cannot wait.
I'm just happy Trap's Headstrong's not in the game.
Well, was that in the first two? I thought that was in like the third.
No,
or
it wasn't at all. I think the song came out like
Yeah.
long after. I don't know why they wanted to put that song in there. And then they started complaining about cancel culture. Like, no, dude. It's just that it's not the early 2000s, and everybody who grew up around that age realizes how shitty that song is.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he started
Yeah.
a fight with everybody else online for the past however many months. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, Ja Rule has made more money and had more bigger audience than they do at their concerts.
And ripped off more people.
Yeah, very true.
Fire Fest. But Mitch, I've gone off on my tangent. You got a Ranger rant for this week?
Nah, man, actually everything's going well.
Oh, oh,
Um, I mean, I was kind of pissed off in the city last night because people just are stupid and don't care, and then you wonder why everybody hates New Yorkers, but they don't care.
they don't care. Mitch, I like that you said everything's been going well, but you've never sounded more miserable as you said that. And you look it too. I hope everything's going okay over there.
No, everything's going all right. A little exhausted. I was at the gym from 11 o'clock to 3 today.
Jesus.
Not that I did a ton of exercises. It's just that I'm currently preparing for a strongman competition November
Oh
14th.
yeah. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going to tell you. Let's promote this.
Yeah, I'll be competing in Pennsylvania's Strongest Man. I'm competing in the heavyweight division. And the thing is, when I train, I have to set up the events that are going to be in the competition.
Okay.
One of the events is called the Barrel Medley. So pretty much I'm given 3 barrels, possibly maybe more. They're all a different specific weight. Obviously, you do lightest to heaviest or heaviest to lightest, but then you have to pick it up and then walk a certain distance and then run back and grab the other barrel. So at my gym, they have kegs, but
Okay.
I have to grab like a trolley, go all the way, see which keg weighs what, grab it, go all the way back to the mat, get it set up, go back to another one, get the other keg. So legit, most of my gym time is just me actually setting up
Uh,
the exercises because it involves like either like sleds and just continuously grabbing the weight, taking it off. So that's really what makes most of my time. And it was a hard one today. It was a good workout. I'm a little tired, but I am here. I am alive
always
and
here.
running well.
I was gonna say, being my less in shape self, but I'll tell you this: this Sunday I plan on joining a gym, which you'll be proud to hear of. I feel like even just setting up all that stuff would ruin me. Confirm, deny.
Confirm because no, man. If
I
a
don't
lot
doubt
of
it.
guys, a lot of guys when they would like compete like in a strongman competition and train for it, a lot of people have complained about the setting up because you like the events are like there's some gyms that have like the objects and stuff you'd use for specific events,
Okay.
and the thing is a lot of times you'll have to put the weight on, get the weight off, set like it's just continuously moving around, making sure everything's all set to make it as similar to the event coming up. And a lot of people always complained about that, which is why I think some of them went to powerlifting.
That's completely fair. Well, say let's give the date out again. When are you doing this strongman? Is this your first one? No, right?
Second,
Second.
second, last I did one last year in November.
Gotcha.
This year that was a novice. I was in the novice class where that division is mainly for people who are beginning. It's usually
Okay.
their first or second competition. My coach, my strength coach who makes up my workouts, has gotten me planned for competing in the heavyweight open,
There we go.
where that's when the weights are a lot higher and there's more you can obtain. Where
Okay.
for this competition, the top 3 people that place are going to qualify for the nationals.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's 2 federations in strongman, where you have United States Strongman (USS), and then you have Strongman Corporation.
Gotcha.
I think each federation is different to where like what you can do and stuff.
Okay.
Where the Strongman Corporation, there's certain competitions where if you win them, you can qualify for like this like bigger competitions like the Arnold Schwarzenegger Amateur
Ooh.
Classic, where you would be going to Columbus, Ohio, in March, and
Oh wow.
You would compete in the amateur strongman tournament, the amateur one.
I don't
And
think
I
I realized how in depth this was. I thought you were just doing like a one-off thing. I didn't know all this.
no, and then I think if you're the winner of the amateur tournament, you actually could qualify for the Arnold Strongman Classic, which is pretty much the top 10 strongest guys in the world.
Oh, and so you'll be there destroying everybody.
Right.
Don't
No, man,
don't
I'm
laugh.
definitely I'm definitely working towards it.
No, that's awesome. And so
I'm
what?
doing my best
And what
because
day is this? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
November 14th.
Gotcha.
Because right now my goal is I want to obtain my pro card because
Sure.
before you become a pro, either you have to I think is you have to qualify for your pro card by in placing in nationals, like or winning nationals, something like that.
And
I
then you'll
think
be.
that's how it works.
And if you do that, you're officially a professional strongman.
Well, there's different weight classes where you have your lightweight, but they don't. Unfortunately, they don't give out pro cards to lightweights anymore, and that's 220 pounds and under. If you
Gotcha.
weigh middleweight is 220 to 242.
Is that where you're at?
No, I weigh around 270.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
and my coach said cutting all that weight to middleweight wouldn't be good for my lifts.
It also sounds like a miserable plan, miserable thing to do.
As of right now, yeah. So I'm going to be competing against the big guys, and I'm just going to do my best whatever I do in there, and just try to perform every lift I can possible.
And is this open to public?
Yeah, I actually shared the information on my Facebook regarding spectators. There's 5 events. 3 events will be outside, and the maximum occupancy in Pennsylvania for outside is 250.
Oh wow, that's
Whereas
awesome.
inside the building, there'll be 2 events, and only 25 people could be
That
brought in
makes
there.
sense. Well, I will make sure I share it from my social media as well as the WAT Lone Ranger social media. I definitely plan on going there, and I think anybody who watching should also go see Mitch destroy a bunch of pussies in his second ever strongman competition. Really lift him out of the fucking building, throw him out of there, so we can fit more of us fans and just chanting for Mitch. Now, Mitch, we do have 2 questions today,
All right, cool.
both from little lowlife Louis Ramos Jr.
Wonderful.
The you sound excited. The first one. Thoughts on Matt Tremont? Mitch, I'll let you go first.
What?
You and executive producer Tara Calloway had the same exact reaction.
Well, yeah, because that's an obvious answer, dude.
What do you think of him?
Well, he gave me an opportunity where many companies didn't. Saw something in me where many companies didn't. Gave me an opportunity to showcase my wrestling skills.
Yep.
And I'm still there, obviously. So he obviously enjoys me being there.
And you're the longest reigning champion in history.
One half.
Hey, I'll give you all the credit on that. You've been carrying that team. Your back's not blown out yet, huh?
Shut the fuck up.
I will say my thoughts on Matt. Piece of garbage. Can't stand looking at him. Disgusting forehead. I'll probably see him soon, though.
Right now, he's probably saying, "Son of a bitch."
Definitely saying that.
No, man. I think he's legit one of the top 5 greatest deathmatch wrestlers of all time.
100%.
I still think he's overlooked by some fans that don't give him enough credit.
Also agreed.
I think he's one of the greatest wrestlers today,
Agreed.
deathmatch or not. Pretty much, in my opinion, he embodies what a wrestler should be.
He's a true journeyman.
Well, at the end of the day, since this is a podcast and everybody knows who we are and all that hoopla, that, wrestling is storytelling. We watch movies because of storytelling. He's one of the best storytellers today.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
See, that's what caught our eye. That's what guys like Ric Flair did. That's what Steamboat did. That's what Macho Man did.
Agreed.
Like the best wrestlers in history have all done storytelling. People want to see love made. They don't want to keep watching porn.
I've never heard it put that way. I'm shocked.
Well, let's get real here. the scripts for pornography are like, "Oh no, my toilet's broke. I better call the plumber. Hi, I'm here to fix your toilet." And then like 2 seconds later, pants are ripped off. Then the whole story about the toilet being fixed
You
is
forget
all
all
gone.
about it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to respond. I mean, but yet we keep watching, right? And that's why there's always place for those flippy guys who don't tell stories too. I guess they're the pornography of wrestling, and Matt
Well,
is the
no, it doesn't have to do with like exactly what you do in the ring. It's more just adding it and just, obviously wrestling has evolved no matter what people say,
sure,
but you
sure.
also have to remember the big picture, Like you got to understand like okay, what's the main base? What do you have to do?
Fans of
And
porn.
then add the new stuff.
I agree. I agree. And Matt Tremont is one of our favorites. He's a show favorite. Are you happy with that one, little Louie? Trying to start shit over here, but we didn't give you that shit. We just compared him to our favorite porn stars. And the other question, Mitch, what's your favorite match from 2010 to 2020? Also
Like
from Little LF Louie
a
Ramos.
match that I've been in, or
He said in general. So I have my answer, and it's not something I've been in.
all right. Well, my answer is something I haven't been in either. It was Pentagon Junior versus Vampiro on Ultima Lucha in season one of Lucha Underground in the Cerro Miedo match.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Actually, I don't know. I'll have to ask you to send me that later.
I was just a huge fan of that because obviously Vampiro was old.
Of
He really
course.
wasn't wrestling. And, I always say it's not what you see, it's what you feel. And you were able to feel the passion and energy coming off of Vampiro along with Pentagon Jr. because at the time, Pentagon Jr. had a lot to prove and a lot to show. So he was really working his ass off. And Vampiro was just trying to do whatever he could just to hold on to what he had for most of his career.
I
And
will.
you put it together and it was I enjoyed it. I don't care what anybody says.
I,
Yeah, they use tubes and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, if people are going to complain about that, just don't watch it.
I
If
feel.
they complain
Go ahead.
if they complain about shit like that, then there's obviously something wrong with them. They hate their life. They're going to have to deal with it, you know? No, I'm being serious, man. How many people have I seen on social media always complain about stupid bullshit that doesn't involve them? They probably have some kind of personal issue and they're just trying to put their anger out on everybody else. I don't give a fuck
It's
what they're
very
going through.
possible.
They got to deal with themselves. Let
I
people enjoy what they want.
I was just gonna say if people have an issue with tubes and such being used, they probably wouldn't be watching this. Not that it's all we do, but it's definitely part of the repertoire. And so I think if you suggest that match, Mitch, I think everybody should give it a fair shot. I will give it a shot. I don't remember if I've watched it or not, but I like the way you put that. You put it together much more elegantly than I could. I will say my favorite match from the 2010 to 2020. I think it was 2014. I could be wrong. It was a pre-show on a WWE pay-per-view. I want to say again Extreme Rules, but I could be wrong.
Christ.
What?
Yeah.
My favorite match in this era, Ray Williams, Drew Blood wants to know what he stumbled into. Drew Blood, this is our podcast. Right now, we're answering Little Louie's question, what our favorite match from 2010 to 2020 was. And I was about to say my favorite match, WLC, between El Torito and Hornswoggle. Pre-show of, I think it was an Extreme Rules, might have been 2014. Somebody could probably tell me exactly what year it was. But to this day, probably one of my favorite modern matches in WWE history. And much like you brought up Pentagon and
Vampiro.
Vampiro, sorry. This match, they use gimmicks. They use tables, ladders, and chairs, and about 5 different run-ins. And it made for a great story, hilarious, and entertaining all at the same time. So there's my answer, Mitch. How do you feel about that match? Did you ever see it?
All right, so Drew Blood just asked in all of wrestling. For your match, is it in all of wrestling or just from 2010 to 2020?
If I had to go all of wrestling, this would be a boring podcast. You'd be sitting here watching me think for way too long.
All right, so Drew, it's
2010
from
to
2010
2020.
to 2020. His favorite is
The WLC match.
yeah, the WLC match.
You look like you don't agree with me at all.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, no, that was when Hornswoggle was, you know, not Hornswoggle for me. My favorite time of Hornswoggle was when he was cruiserweight champion.
That's completely fair. That's completely fair. Hornswoggle is great. Underrated wrestler. Also, top 5 favorite books written in wrestling. If you haven't read his book, highly entertaining. Definitely go read it. I talked to him about his book, and I cried sitting there talking to Hornswoggle. One of the weirdest moments of my life.
Well, you're Jeff Cannonball. That's really not weird for you.
What
Drew
cry?
Blood. Drew Blood says his favorite is Cody versus Dustin,
I don't think I ever watched that one either.
which it was from what I was watching. It was a very classic style match
Okay.
with a little bit of new school stuff. Blood was involved to create the suspense, and people could say what they want about either one of them. They both put on a good match.
I will have to watch it. I haven't seen it. But, Mitch, if we may move on, do you want to explain the next segment? Because this was your idea, and I loved it.
Yeah. So, like the many old school people who complain about every new age wrestler these days, always, planning what they're going to do in the ring in the back, not thinking about what they're going to do out there. This topic's called Call on the Fly, where Jeff and I were going to ask each other things on the fly. He doesn't know what I'm going to ask him.
No idea.
I don't know what he's going to ask me.
And I got some good ones here, Mitch.
It's on the fly.
It's on the fly.
So
are we alternating? Like you ask me one, then I ask you one, or how do you want to do it?
I think we should just, have one person bang them all out.
Okay.
Then the next person will go.
How many do you have for me?
I technically only have one because this one may take a little bit of time.
Okay. Do you want me to? I have 5 short ones. Do you want to bang these out, and then we'll go to your one?
Man, I wish more people said they wanted to bang the short ones. Yeah, we could do those.
You're not that. Aren't you taller than me?
No, I think we're the same height.
How tall are you, Mitch? On the fly, go.
I'm 5'9".
Same. All right. Question number 1. You did a career retrospective with H2O, available now on smartmarkvideo.com, where you did a 3-hour shoot interview. At any point in that shoot interview, did you lie?
Did I lie?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I did or not.
Like, were you asked about somebody who maybe you don't like, and you said you do like them?
I mean, I don't really have, like, a lot bad to say. I'm not one of those people who are going to be like, fuck you on my shoot video, because
That's why I'm trying to make you do it now.
I don't want to be one of those people, because at the end of the day, it's just wrestling.
Fair.
I think wrestling's a brutal life lesson where you don't really control a lot, and wrestling shows you that.
Fair.
However, you're also in a world where, like the regular world, a lot of scumbags who are just looking for money and fame because they probably have something missing in their life, so they need something to fill that void. Which is why you see a lot of legends probably blow all their money away, and they're still wrestling these days when they can barely even walk.
But to go on the fly, Mitch, did you personally lie in your interview?
Nah.
Okay. Question number 2. What age do you think I will die at? Me personally. Now, keep in mind, I'm
87.
87?
Yeah.
Mitch, have you seen me? I'm a big fat fuck who falls down for fun.
Have you seen Keith Richards?
Good point, but he's been skinny his whole life.
He's also done every drug in the fucking world.
That's also fair. I give myself till about
a shit ton.
I'm going 42. I think I got a couple more years in me, not even 10, and then I'll be out of this whole
No, 42 will be your new waist size.
I wish. So you're giving me 80, what, 87?
87.
I gotta say you're wrong, Mitch, but let's keep going.
I just mentioned the Keith Richards.
That's fair. You never know. All right, Mitch, you ready for this next one? Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
What time, or what What situation were you in where you had the most awkward boner of your life? There we go. I finally got you to laugh. Mitch, at what point did you have the most awkward boner of your life? Let's hear it.
Thankfully, it was not amateur wrestling
Is that your whole answer?
where you had to wear the singlet.
Of course.
No, I'm just. This is hard to think.
That would make for a good awkward boner.
Yeah, did I ever have one of those? I don't know, man. I just remember like, when you're young and it just pops up when you least expect it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like when you're like in class and you don't know why, and so you have to like walk out of the classroom with an arch to make sure nobody sees it.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. No good
awkward. But it happened so many times. Yeah, I just had to do whatever I could to hide it.
Just a life of awkward boners.
Yeah, pretty much.
I also realized as I asked you that, you told me a while ago that you have family who looks you up on YouTube.
Nah, the hell with them.
I was gonna say, I didn't put that in there on purpose, but does that make it more awkward? Does that make a future boner the awkward boner?
I don't give a shit. If they ask, I'll just straight up just be blunt with them, everything in front of the whole family, and make everything uncomfortable.
Just going on a tirade about your dick in front of the whole family.
Yeah, I would legit do that because I could care less about any of that right now.
Fair enough. That's a ballsy move, Mitch, and I respect you for it. I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope it doesn't come to you explaining your penis.
Well, I hope not either. It's just that after my grandmother passed away last year, everybody's kind of separated.
Okay.
So, like, nobody really talks to each other.
Fair.
So for me, it's just, yeah, whatever.
So you can bring the family together over your awkward boner.
I think I'll give everybody a story to tell.
And that is a story to tell. I don't know if I missed something, but Drew Blood said I totally am one of those people. I don't know when that popped up. I hope it was at some point during the boner stories.
I think he's talking about the angry vets who hate life and who needs to use wrestling to fill a void.
Confirmed. But Drew Blood is one of the best, so he deserves to be angry whenever
he wants. I love Drew Blood. That motherfucker ought to be in movies and TV shows.
Agreed.
No, seriously. He's got that perfect look. He's got the humor. He's got the wit.
After my last match with him last week, we were actually talking about how we both should have just been a comedy troupe because we had a great time and made a lot of people laugh and had a good match.
Yeah, legit, man. There's so many guys in wrestling that should be fucking actors. Like, should be on television, man. I'm tired of the shitty recycled garbage Hollywood keeps giving this world.
I think most of us aren't pretty enough for acting in television.
Let's get real here. Once you take off like the 5 coats of makeup off these motherfuckers, they're really nothing special.
Fair. Well, if anybody in Hollywood's watching and needs a plus size actor, I'd love to do it. I'll do nudity.
Yeah, Jonah Hill lost a shit ton of weight.
Yeah, you need a new fat guy in your lives, guys. Come on, give me a call, and I'll be nude all over the place for you.
Yeah.
Ron Voyage says, I fucking love Drew Blood. He helped call the Congo Line Stunner in a match. I worked with him. Fucking genius. And you have used that spot over and over again ever since then. So, Drew Blood, salute to you. I hope you're still watching. But no, Ron Voyage, hilarious, great guy as well. Glad he's with us in the chat today. If you are watching the chat, I always say this. Please go ahead, tweet out what we're doing. Send the link out there. Try to get more people in here. We're still trying to get used to this YouTube thing. I feel like we got more people watching us on Twitch, so YouTube, step your game up, you fucking jerks. Mitch!
Yeah.
Moving on. Who in wrestling have you been the most mad at during a match?
That means I gotta shoot on this one.
I mean, you don't have to, you don't have to bury the person. I've had matches with people I enjoy where I've gotten mad at them briefly. But
no, I got mad at this one dude because I knew he was reckless and stiff before I even worked him. Okay. So when I worked him that one night, I was furious. He forearmed me in the forehead. He stomped me in the jaw. That was the last straw for me. So when I had him in the corner, I just gave him a really hard forearm to the neck.
Do I know this person?
I'll tell you after.
Okay. I have a feeling I know.
Where I was so fed up where I wasn't trying to intentionally hurt him.
Right.
But unfortunately, it just kind of sank in a lot more. than it probably should have.
I think.
It wasn't one of our tag matches, if that's what you're wondering.
No, it's not. But I still think I have an idea of who
This
this was.
This was really early on before I even like talked to you.
I still feel like I have an idea, but we'll reconvene after the show goes off the air, and I will text everybody watching who Mitch is mad at. Personally, text them.
I've been mad. Oh wait, yeah, I've been mad at by a guy at Dojo Wars.
Who was that?
Um,
Or why? You don't have to say who. You don't have to say who.
well, it was the Halloween show, and this person decided they wanted to be Necro Butcher
Oh,
when it came out. So, but this was during mid match, where I had the guy in like a headlock in the ring, the other guy,
okay.
and he was supposed to be the surprise partner, and he did the elongated Freebird entrance,
Oh, Jesus.
which made everything look awful. Then he comes out already covered in fake blood all over his face, swinging Slim Jims around and just circling around the ring the whole time for like 10 laps.
How have I never heard of this? Like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
All I know is that match was awful. That whole thing was awful. I was pissed.
I'm going to ask you more about this one later, too, but I am shocked I never even heard of this one.
Yeah, I was mad at that.
You don't have to list off everything. I just thought it was a fun question.
No, it is a fun question. It's just that, there's been so many matches where I've legit gotten angry over.
Let me ask you this, Mitch. This is my last one for On the Fly. If you're just tuning in, Mitch doesn't know what questions I'm asking. What is your perfect date? I brought us from When I Will Die to your lying history, which you don't have much of, your boners to being pissed off, and now what's your
my lying history?
Yeah, because I asked you if you ever lied.
Oh, right, yeah.
And now I'm bringing it back around to your most perfect date. Mitch, what you got?
It's definitely not dinner and a movie because I hate movie theaters.
Fair.
It's too tight for me.
Sounds like a good date.
It has to be something where it has to be something where you could talk.
Okay.
But I don't want to do some stupid dinner date because that's just generic and bland. Well, it is. You just sit there, food. And, what'd you do today? How are you?
So any ladies looking to date Mitch, no dinner. He hates dinner.
What?
Mitch hates dinner. Mitch hates... This would be easier if other people were here. But yeah, let's print that. Everybody watching, tweet it out. Mitch hates dinner. And any lady who's trying to get this
hard. This is hard because I've legit every date I've been on has been the drizzling shits.
That's
not because of dinner.
So if you had to change it, what would fix this date for you? You old pervert.
The thing is, the stuff I'd want to do is something that I would want to do, and I don't know if they would have the same interest.
That's all right. This is your perfect date. What do you want to do? That was a creepy laugh, but let's hear it.
Nah, I guess I'll just come up with something now, because I was it would have to be something to give them a test to see, like, all right, like, now we're gonna see if you still want to talk to me after this.
Okay. So you're quizzing them on your first date.
Well, let's face it. Pretty much a date is a guy auditioning to be the woman's, her
lover.
Yeah, pretty much the one.
You're courting her. You're courting her.
Pretty much, it's the guy. Pretty much has to audition. He has to impress her. Pretty much all the work is on us.
So let's say none of that is in play. They're courting you. What do they plan for the perfect first date for the heart of Mitch Vallon?
I don't fucking know. I hate this question.
This is worse than me asking you about your weird dick.
I told you it was gonna be the worst one.
I fucking hate dates.
You gotta go on a date, Mitch. What do you got?
I know, it fucking sucks. Every time I went on one, I got annoyed because I just wanted to stay home.
It sounds like the bad dates might be partially your fault.
Well, yeah, it's the people I chose.
That's true too. All right, Mitch. Here we go. You're on Tinder. You're swiping right. You see somebody you like. You hit that super like button. Is that still a thing?
I've never actually hit super like,
Well,
but
you're
I
hitting
probably
super
should have
like.
just to make people uncomfortable.
You're hitting super like on this one. They super like you right back. They say, "Hey,
Oh,
what do you
uh,
want to do?"
I guess go bowling. Share like a thing of fries,
There you
and then
go.
and then take them to Walmart and get them to buy the secret.
She has no idea.
What did you just say?
All right. So for people tuning in, Mitch hates dinner. He wants to go bowling and eat fries, but not dinner. And then he wants to go to Walmart with them and have them buy the secret.
Jesus Christ.
I think he heard you.
You're both assholes.
Mitch, you love the secret. Mitch stands by the secret. Go to Amazon.com right now. Pick up your copy. Use promo code MitchVallen86 to get 86% off your copy of the book, The Secret. It'll change your life like it changed the Rybacks. Mitch is still losing his mind. Look how happy Mitch is. Come look at this.
No.
She won't look.
You're both assholes.
Oh, Mitch. I'm just going to let you laugh. Because if anything has helped us, it's when you laugh really hard. So I'm going to sit back, Mitch. You laugh it out.
Oh, I'm good now. Thank you.
Tim Knight said he's genuinely never heard Mitch laugh before. This is great.
That's true, because I'm usually grumpy when everybody meets me.
What are the other boxes?
That's true. Tim, you got to tune in more often because he has cracked up on the show before. I forget what the first time was.
It was the first episode when you said that your buddy Robbie Douchebag.
Oh yeah, you were
Ask the
like
question.
Robbie Douchebag. So Mitch, that is the end of my on the fly questions. What do you got? Now,
All right,
for people
well-
just joining us, because I know our numbers have gone up and down because fucking YouTube. We're doing on the fly. We're asking each other questions where pretty much the other person doesn't know what's coming. So Mitch, you said you only have one, so I'm interested in this now.
Well, yeah. I know you said you were a big fan of Saturday Night Live.
Sure.
Sure?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were.
No, I am. I just had a lot of seltzer going down my throat and it kind of hurt, so I was just squeezing it out.
So I was at work yesterday. I was in the OR floor.
Okay.
I had to switch out the mats in the OR,
Okay.
the hospital. So I was bored, so I started singing Lunch Ladyland,
Good one.
hoping somebody was actually there to hear me, but nobody was. Where I was legit going, Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Joe, yeah. And then it didn't work out because nobody was there. But I still did, and I thought because I've been watching a lot of Saturday Night Live clips this week,
Okay.
and I wanted to ask you, what would your any era,
Oh, okay.
any decade, today from the beginning, what would your dream Saturday Night Live cast would be?
That's a good one, Mitch. How many? Every time you ask me a question, I feel like I got to write things down.
The thing is, I don't know exactly if there's like a direct amount of cast members they use for each episode or season. So
I don't know if they have a set number, but it's definitely something like probably 10 or so. Right, Tara Calloway?
What?
How many cast members on SNL are there typically? Like 10?
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, probably like 10-ish. All right, so here we go, Mitch.
10 inches? Nah, barely.
Why is it making you rank the SNL cast members?
No, I'm coming up with my dream cast for a season.
Tim Knight said that Chondo should have had played guitar for me when I was singing Lunch Ladyland. Tim, with all due respect, fuck Chondo.
Ooh.
I think he's a nasty piece of shit. And no, in all honesty, Chondo's cool. Except that I don't think the hospital would let me carry, Chondo into the hospital with me.
Why not?
Probably because they would wonder what he was doing there.
That's fair. As you do this, I'm writing down my people so far. Was Amy Poehler, was she Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm terrible with the women. I only know really guys.
All right, I'm putting her on my list. Hold on, one more. What was the name of the woman who was really funny with the short hair from a couple seasons ago? She was in Ghostbusters. Leslie.
Didn't that movie tank?
What?
No, not Leslie Mann.
Yeah, that movie tanked.
I know who you're talking about. Leslie,
Oh, my phone's dying, or else I would look it up.
Yeah.
All right, so Mitch, this is what I have so far. You ready?
Yeah.
Number one, with a bullet, no problem. First draft pick, Norm Macdonald's coming back.
Okay.
Leslie
I
Jones.
like that.
What is it?
Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones. That's it. Let's write her name down. So yeah, right off the bat, Norm Macdonald's coming back. He is the funniest character to ever walk through the doors of 30 Rock. He is the best to ever do it.
Wait a second. 30 Rock as in the television show?
No, as in the building where they film everything at.
Oh, okay. No, because I was thinking about the television show with Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin.
Sure. You know what? And while you're on it, Tina Fey, she's coming back too. She's on there too. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'll do 10. How about that? So first,
Yeah, that's fine.
right off the bat, I get Norm Macdonald. Probably, in my opinion, the funniest guy to ever walk the face of the earth. He is in there right off the bat, no problem. Whatever.
Yeah, he's got a great voice.
Up next, we're going to bring great voice. Up next, we're bringing a little bit more modern. The longest reigning member in SNL history, as picked by the longest reigning champion in H2O history, Kenan Thompson. Got to have Kenan.
Okay.
He's a staple at this point. After that, a guy who they said if a sketch wasn't going well, this is something that actually was said at the time. If a sketch wasn't doing well and they were really intent on having it make the show, they put the same guy in it every time. Do you know who that was, Mitch?
Negative.
Phil Hartman. So I'm putting Phil Hartman on.
Oh, may he rest in peace.
Of course. Up next, kind of a gimme on this one, we got Adam Sandler. I feel like you gotta have him. Not the strongest of all time on Saturday Night Live, but his career was great, and I just thought he always added a lot to it.
No, he was good on Saturday Night Live. It's just that a lot of the movies he does now really makes you question everything.
I'm going based off of straight up Saturday Night Live.
That's the goal. So 100%. If it wasn't for Saturday Night Live, there wouldn't be any Adam Sandler.
There you go. This is true. And following him, Mitch, it's everybody's favorite, Chris Farley. Got to have Chris Farley, another God rest his soul.
All right, good.
You can't not have him. So far we got Norm, Kenan, Phil Hartman, Adam Sandler, and Chris Farley. Up next,
that's 5. Okay.
Up next, we're going a little more modern. If you don't watch currently, you might not know this. Is Kate McKinnon.
I don't really watch modern Saturday Night Live, so it could. But this is the question to you.
Sure. In my opinion, her and Kenan are top 2 probably. Easily top 2 actually, as far as the current day's staff goes. She plays a lot of male politicians, most namely Rudy Giuliani, where she plays him as if he is a vampire, and I think it's really funny, and so she's on my list. After that, the reason I asked before, Amy Poehler. I'm 99% sure she was on it. If not, just a writer. She was definitely on there somewhere. Hilarious. Got to have her. After that, we're doing Leslie Jones. As you said, she was in Ghostbusters, which did tank. But she was hilarious. Are you familiar with her?
Is she the fat redheaded one?
No, that is... I can't remember her name. What's Connor O'Malley's wife's name? Amy Bryant.
Yeah.
Amy Bryant. No, that
80.
not
80.
80. 80. I'm sorry. She is short hair. She was on for a while. She screamed a lot. I don't know how else to describe her.
She's a very tall black lady.
Very tall, very large person. Anyway, up next we got Tina Fey. You know Tina Fey, I'm sure, right?
Well, yeah, of course I do. I watch 30 Rock.
There you go. And also, I
At
will
least
say this.
that's how I knew her.
I will say this. I'm not a fan of 30 Rock.
That's fine. It's a very distinct humor. You really have to kind of, I guess, laugh at how they say things.
That's fair.
Well, no, because for me, Alec Baldwin was my favorite character because the way he always like, said certain things.
I always said I give it another chance. Mitch, maybe I will. Maybe this will drive me to give it another chance. But rounding out the cast, my top 3 of today's cast, somebody who I think is going to kind of break out a little bit as he goes forward. He's in some new movie with John Cena. I forget what the name of that movie is.
I know what you're talking about.
What movie is it?
The movie I don't know. Oh, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. He's in the new Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squat.
Yeah, Suicide Squad.
That's a scary ass exercise.
Yeah, that's what happens when me, a near 400-pounder, tries to do squats. It turns into a suicide squat.
You're legit 400 pounds?
I'm getting there. It's the reason I'm joining the gym this weekend, Mitch. But rounding out my cast is Pete Davidson. A lot of people aren't big fans of him because they think he's like a cocky douchebag. But I'm a huge
Was he
fan.
in Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
I don't think so. Was he in Forgetting Sarah Marshall? No, right?
Not that I remember.
No, I don't think so. He just did a movie called King of New York.
King of Staten Island.
King of Staten Island.
Oh,
I'm not good with this stuff. But yeah, huge fan of his, clearly. He also has a stand-up special on Netflix right now, which is awesome. So yeah, that's my Saturday Night Live Dreamcast. Add Jim. Stockade.
I'm really surprised you didn't choose any of the OGs.
It's hard.
Like no Aykroyd, no Chevy Chase.
I wouldn't go Chevy Chase. I probably would go Steve Martin. But also, this was on the fly. If I had, who would I take out for Steve Martin even? I guess Pete Davidson would probably have to be it.
I was legit listening to the King Tut song earlier this week.
Nice.
Did you know that the girl in the green that was dancing behind him, I think they said it was Kelsey Grammer's wife?
I had no idea. I didn't know.
It was a YouTube comment. I don't know how accurate it is.
I believe it. That's no reason to lie.
But also, it wasn't one of those comments where somebody would end up, just start cursing somebody off and wanting to die.
Oh, he didn't call somebody a Nazi after that?
Yeah, something like that.
Or a hard F word?
Some of these YouTubers just come up with the craziest insults for the dumbest of things.
Yeah, so if you're watching, and we've already gone off the air, if you're watching then, please go in the comments and insult us really meanly with some creative insults.
Stockade, he said he would put in his cast Jim Brewer. I'm a big fan of Jim Brewer.
I am a fan. I saw him do stand-up not a couple years
ago. Was it
ago.
hardcore? Was it the special called Hardcore?
I don't remember. This was probably
where he has long hair. He's wearing like this blue silk shirt. And he's,
and
he's talking about this kid Tommy who hops over the fence to get a ball back, and there's a dog in the yard.
I know exactly what you mean. No, I've seen that, but I saw him live probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was a lot more family jokes and stuff like that. But it was still good. It was still worth watching.
Did he talk about when he went to a Metallica concert with his wife, and they're much older, so when Slayer came out, they all freaked out because everybody was going nuts?
I actually think he may have done this. I think he did. I definitely really saw him do that joke on TV.
Was it the joke where he was talking about his daughter with the Brewer look?
I know. Just keep doing that for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
I know the joke. I don't remember if I saw him do that live, but I feel like I did. But yeah, Jim Brewer's a good one. There's so many good ones from the years of SNL, like you said, Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase and such. It's hard to pick a 10. But
I was never like that huge watcher. I just knew like the core people.
Right. That's what.
Right.
I think most people, especially people who are like, "Oh, it's not good anymore," all they really ever did was watch like best of DVDs, and that's all they're judging on because it always had some shitty sketches mixed in with the good ones. So.
I think it's also because it's not who they grew up watching and stuff. Where, like for me, the late 90s was probably my personal favorite from what I've seen, because you had like Sandler, Mike Myers.
I didn't even think
Farley
of him.
is
Yeah.
obviously my number one. Kevin Nealon, I think, was he a host or was he a cast member?
He was a host or a cast member for a while. Also very good.
Yeah, I think. Oh, you had Jay Moore.
I didn't even think about him. Very good. Stole a lot of jokes.
Who hasn't?
He was a noted joke thief, Jay Moore.
Who's worse, him or Dennis Leary?
I feel like probably Dennis Leary, but at the same time,
I enjoy watching Dennis Leary.
I was gonna say at the same time, I'll admit I enjoy Dennis Leary, and I don't enjoy the guy that they claimed he stole all his jokes from.
Yeah, I just heard that was like a rumor and stuff. I love his song "I'm an Asshole."
So I will say, as a fan of Dennis Leary, he very clearly stole most of his material from Bill Hicks. I shouldn't say most, but a lot of his material from Bill Hicks. However, I enjoy Dennis Leary, and I've never enjoyed watching Bill Hicks. So,
well, you could say the same thing about Ric Flair and Buddy Rogers.
Also
Pretty much,
true.
Ric Flair took Buddy Rogers' gimmick and just made it so much better.
That's true, and that is why now you brought it back, Mitch. We are a wrestling podcast.
Dude, just it's something we both like. We could talk about it.
No, I know. But I feel like when we first started, you were the one who was really like intent on not being a wrestling podcast. But here we are, Mitch. We're a wrestling podcast, no matter what you and I want or do.
That's the sad part about the wrestling world. It never goes away.
We're stuck. We are stuck, Mitch. But hey, we
well, most people don't know who I am in the wrestling world, so
it's time to let them know. Everybody, here, let's do this, Mitch. Everybody get your phones out. If you're watching this later, get your phone out. Go to twitter.com and tweet out, "Hey, everybody, this is fucking Mitch Vallon." And then tag Mitch Vallon so everybody goes and looks at Mitch Vallon. I had nothing else. Do you have any good YouTube videos we could also put in there?
YouTube videos of me?
Yeah.
I got nothing.
All right, go in there. Go search youtube.com/Mitch. Just type in Mitch Vallon Wrestling and copy that link to all the results. Get a lot of Dojo Wars. Probably some Impractical Jokers that you were a star of.
Star my ass.
You were the fifth one until they booted you out.
Fucking, I was a fan at House of Hardcore 4 at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie, New York, where they had, during the show, they had Q dressed up as Peter Pan come out, and they made him say all these things. My voice was gone. My buddies and I were all looking at each other. Who's this guy? Why is he out here? Then Tommy Dreamer comes out being the superhero of the day. And then saying how, you can leave the building or I'm going to beat you up, blah, blah, blah.
And what happened?
And Q goes, "Make me?" So he gets chopped, he gets suplexed, gets the Muda lock on, and then all that hoopla. Then right after that, they have a bunch of the students come out and they do some battle royal. When Q leaves, though, then the battle royal happens.
And that is how you got your name, True TV's Mitch Vallon.
Well, apparently a kid I haven't seen since high school messaged me that year going, "Dude, saw you on Practical Jokers. That's awesome." And I'm reading this and I'm going, what the hell's Impractical Jokers? I never heard of the show before. Then they showed me that. I went, oh, okay.
And now you're world famous.
World famous, my ass.
World famous is the fifth Impractical Jokers. And Mitch, with that, what do you got to plug? Besides for your famous TV show on every Thursday night at, I think, 8 o'clock.
This fucking sucks, man. This was actually my favorite episode we've done, and it's already fucking over.
I mean, that's the good thing. It goes quick. And you know what else I realized? We forgot to do a tournament. So maybe next week we do a tournament.
Yeah, let's do Disney characters.
All right, next week we're going to pick out 8 Disney characters. Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
I go ahead? Fine. So next week we're going to do a tournament where we're going to pick 8 Disney characters to compete in a deathmatch tournament. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be all princesses. Fuck that. It's going to be a different variety of everyone and everything.
And if we can't agree on them, I'm going to call some wrestling friends and make them pick live on here without telling them I'm calling them first.
Exactly.
So, Mitch, with that said, what do you have to plug?
Follow me on Twitter at Mitch_Vallon. You can follow the Lone Rangers on Twitter at WAT Lone Rangers. You can follow me on Instagram. I post things on there at Mitch Vallon.
He does. I've seen him. I liked him.
You can follow the Lone Rangers on Instagram at WAT Lone Rangers. We post stuff on there.
We do.
We commingle.
We do. We get fans that send us hard eyes a lot.
We do?
I like the same 2 people.
Oh.
That's why keep a lookout for our 2021 Sexy Boys Lone Rangers calendar that we're going to do together. We're going to film that.
Yeah, and we're just going to keep switching off to see who's in what on month.
Exactly. So yeah, and you can follow me at Jeff Cannonball on Twitter and Instagram. We also have a Lone Rangers email, WATLoneRangers@gmail.com. Let's see, that is all I got. Next weekend also is Hustlemania 3, where Mitch and I will be tagging with Low Life Louie against Ron Mathis and the WTF tag team. Winner take all belts, heavyweight title as well as tag titles, which we are the longest reigning champions in the history. And that's inside a barbed wire cage. So we will talk more about that next week as well, I think, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll even do a quick rundown of the show. But anyway, Mitch, if you got nothing else, I think you know what's next.
Goodbye song. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.